Hello and welcome to another The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles stream. Woo! Alright. I can read. I can definitely read. Okay, let's keep going. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 19th January. SS Buria, first class cabin, passageway. Ooh. Voice. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we managed to find some clues as to what that speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us, as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh yes, he completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quickly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. There's the drift. Okay. Are we good? Did that work? Did you stop drifting? Okay. I don't think there's anything. I guess let's move. Let's just move. Back to Kazuma's cabin, mayhaps? 19th January, SS Buria, first class cabin. Number 1. Looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you to out of his cabin to investigate? He said he was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Yikes. Yikes. Ah. Ah, you're back. You're back. Inspector. What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we know a little bit about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German though. I do not think he was German though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. What? Nikola Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us that the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there is very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I am just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. New information. What is the new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Bureau's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh. Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. Kazuma-sama. No. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae. That's what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out there's no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. It would leave bruising. Probably, right? Something that wouldn't... Oh, I see. Okay. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving the cabin in the first place, would I? Post-mortem report has been entered in the court record. Woo! Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass, do you see? Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I am afraid. I have no idea. What is it? What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? Mark on the floor has been entered to the court record. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Oh, no, well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Can I still move it out, or... I guess we can examine this again, apparently. So it's clear that these letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilt on the floor. And they spell the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer for you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have just spelled out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine what Kazuma-sama would have written. That Kazuma-sama would have written his last words, or word, in Russian. Which begs the question, who did write it? I wonder. A Russian, perhaps? Someone who doesn't know that this man isn't Russian? Actually, you know what? Talk to this guy, I guess? You... Excuse me? You, where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door of the cabin too. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well... Inspector... I mean... Seaman Hosonaga did. That's new Japanese, was it? Later, I will roll him into a ball and throw him into a gold room. Here. He's gone back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to thank him. We'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. Could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. So this ventilator joins Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it. But she seemed as baffled as we are. Yes. I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same thing about me, but there's something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. This is where Kazuma spent his final moments, writing his diary. "1:23 a.m. I hear a faint whistling sound. "1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Looking at his writing here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Kazuma-sama left a valuable clue in these words, I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruhodo-san. We will. All the books provided for passengers, occupying this cabin, neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. And then you disrupted the crime scene. Congrats! Oh yes, and you tidied them up, didn't you? You have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Wait, did we not look at this? Thought we did. It really is such a beautiful color, this glass. It looks like whatever it was broken clean in two, but the other half is nowhere to be seen. And then there's the brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish, according to that great detective you seem to know all about. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe. But what I'd like to know is, How can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course. That's hardly a reason, is it? Are we all done? Is everything okay? Move. Oh! Wait. Oh no, we can't. Never mind. Passageway. Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san. Seaman Stroganoff has gone. Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Ugh. All these Russian names are impossible to remember. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lay, I did it the great detective way. This caroling. I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely. Before that stringy knot crewman comes back. It's strong enough, not stringy knot. Move cabins. First class cabin, cabin number 2. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where's she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are our private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves, if we have to. Yes, we will. Alright. Let's get Susato to organize Bo's books. Books. Yeah. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's the god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. Must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage? Not everything that bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Crime scene tampering. The snake is gone. Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? There are just a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too many other people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. This is on the ground as well. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't seem like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Do you think there could have been a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? Is this ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a leak on the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is that Russians are a very thirsty people. Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I laid 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? Indeed. Pets. We already knew about the pets policy. There's the door. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that a cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from it outside. Yes, it's not a particular heavy-duty build, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. Or is there? And it seals up perfectly too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator to another room. Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That's a possibility. Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug too. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Really? No crosshairs for the big bag? Interesting. Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we'd find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Pet policy. I think that's the only thing we haven't looked at. Yes. They displayed in cabin 2. Look. The SS barriers rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. Probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Miss the seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yes. So do I. Okay. Let's move back. Wait, really? Really? Is there something more to examine? What did I miss? Examine that, I examined the wardrobe, bed. The bag's not unexaminable. Bookshelf. This thing, the desk, this thing. Am I missing something, or is the game being... Wait, wastebasket. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a look and see what's been thrown away? Now we're all Lausanne. It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like a piece of rubbish, like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Okay, is that sufficient? Can we move on, game? Have I searched everything? Passageway? No. Kazuma's cabin? No. I think we searched all of Kazuma's cabin. So... it's the passageway then? Door, first class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga has managed to uncover any new clues. Yes, we should probably find him and ask. We already did find him and asked. I'm just looking for the trigger for the next part of the story. Miss Pavlova's cabin. This could be our chance. What? The burly sailor doesn't appear to be around at the moment. We could investigate every last inch of that cabin. I'm not sure if we could go that far, but we could certainly do with looking around more. I'm sure we could learn something. Nope, I'm pretty sure we looked at... Oh. That's where he is. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Oh, it's Mr. Sherholmes. Look. Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? You are what I've been looking for to trigger the next part of the story, but I really don't want to talk to you. Okay. He seems to be stealing a look at something that as he sings to himself. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Tra-la-lee-ra-lee-ra-lay. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or he's simply in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the bard bit off more than he could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, was lucky her luck was about. Excuse me. I saw it and I stood tall. I did the great detective way. Oh. You turned on the music. Mr. Sholmes. What is it? You wanna fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was about to reach the climatic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now was as good as time as any. I've nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? He was just dancing. Boy, oh boy. That wasn't a fighting stance, that was... do. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway. Ah! Oh my gosh! 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 Ah! And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report? Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there's is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Nothing to report? I shouldn't have that sound on demand. Yeah. What do you mean? Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. Sleep, perhaps? I sure hope that these guys aren't putting him here 24/7. Like, seriously. Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Now that deduction is worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes Sholmes? Brilliance! Ha 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 ha. Oh, ouch, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. It seems I've been afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just, well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? Everyone's head is throbbing from the chicken that Kazuma did not eat, so he got killed instead. That seems to be the plot. Wait, no. Examine. Okay, I don't think we have to investigate the pet thing again. And if we do, then that's just bad design or something. There we go! Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. There's the trigger. Okay. We had to talk to Shelms first, and then we go in here, and then we search, and then blah 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 blah. Ah! What was that? Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands, brace before impact. Dun, dun, dun. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me. Ah! Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. And the books are turned over. Da, 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 da. And she has to organize them again. Looks like we avoided a collision. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness. What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Okay. Right, that was Hosonaga. Is that you in there? No, that's... Is that you in there? Naruhodo-san, unbolt the door, quickly. What? The bolt? Oh my gosh, that's how it's a locked door mystery. It's because the ship turned and the bolt was... That's amazing. Look at that. The door's bolted. Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? I'd rather tidy this place up first. Tampering with the crime scene yet again. A violent emergency stop has solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin, with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. To be continued. That was a short one. That's good. That was short. Alright. I'm going to leave it there for now. We will continue next time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.